Derick Giwner, joined by Matt Rose to look at Yonkers Raceway's Blue Chip Matchmaker final, $232,800 on the line in race number 7. We have a strong field of 8 lined up here. Probably the more of the powers in the first 6 rather than the outside 2, but this is a pretty strong field overall, Matt.
Oh yeah, this race and the Borgata final coming up in the 8th race are 2 tremendous races. We've seen 5 preliminary legs of the Blue Chip Matchmaker this year. I can't believe how quickly it seemed to fly by, but here we are at the final, and no real surprise that the top guns coming into the series are pretty much the horses to look at in the final, and that being Alexa Sky and Blue Ivy, who are going to take most of the wagering attention, along with Mock and Hope, who draws a great post and obviously can't be ignored. But yeah, this race is not certainly not going to be an odds-on favorite, and there's going to be plenty of value here, no matter how you look at it.
Blue Ivy's the morning line favorite, 3 for 5 in the series. Won last week in a non-better in the final preliminary. We're going to take a look at that video and watch how she wins, and she was, as usual, pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was just a 4-horse affair off the card, and she had the rail and wasn't really challenged early, did what she had to do, but that's pretty much what she's done all series, with 3 wins, 2 seconds coming in. And you know what? She was kind of under the radar coming into this series, and I was a little surprised to see her enter. And meanwhile, it's been an absolutely tremendous decision by the connections. She's made a ton of money, and she's got a obviously very legitimate chance here at the final. Fortunate with a good post. Tyler Buter has gotten along great with her after shipping in from her Pennsylvania/Ohio base. Geez, I mean, she's listed as the morning line favorite. Does she go off the favorite over Alexa Sky? I'm not 100% sure, but maybe she does because of the post position advantage. What do you think?
Well, no one was more impressive than Alexa Sky in this series, 4 for 4. We're going to take a look at her last victory, which was quite impressive. Once again, she was opened up by 4 lengths at the top of the stretch and cruised on home.
Yeah, Alexa Sky moved to the Jeff Culliper barn before the series started. Her first start, she had 1 loss, but then she just absolutely breezed through this series. And you can see this was last week, one of her easy efforts, which is just completely wrapped up. Will she get tested? Absolutely, because she's got a speedball inside of her, and it's not really going to be a cakewalk to lead, but I think she has the versatility to be able to overcome whatever trip she needs to, she's faced with. And I just don't see looking past her. I mean, she's been so impressive in this series. It looks like she's been getting stronger as the series goes on, and I'm going to assume that she really has no issues, tripping out and defeating these. And at what might be a halfway decent price, because, like I said, there's no gimmies here, no real cakewalks.
Yeah, listen, I agree. She'll be a better price than maybe she's been in the preliminary legs, but I do think she's going to end up going off the favorite. I do think she's the horse to beat here. That being said, I end up, going with Blue Ivy in this race, mainly for the position that I think she's, at least to me, she's proven to be a little bit more versatile. Whether or not she leaves, I'm not sure whether Tyler Buter is going to leave in this spot, but I think if she doesn't, she's got some really nice horses in Mock and Hope and Siesta Beach to follow, perhaps with a nice second over trip, which she's proven to be able to handle quite nicely. She could fly off cover.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure she's going to have a second over trip. But yeah, the start is going to be very interesting. You have Mock and Hope with Andrew McCarthy, going to want to protect position, obviously. Siesta Beach is just completely overachieved. I believe she was claimed for 20,000 plus allowances by these connections. Maybe 6 months ago or so. That's been she could be the claim of the decade. Who knows? And also, we're going to touch on Snobby Town, directly inside of Alexa Sky, at Ron Burke, George Brennan. Ron Burke is always going to have an impact in these series finals, and she could just fly off the gate. And does George Brennan maybe take a shot and just blast out and try to bottom these, or not necessarily bottom these, because I don't think you get away from them, but you know what I mean. just take him on a down the road mission, going a very fast clip, trying to get some separation. That's entirely possible. And that's why I'm not 100% sold at Blue Ivy's going to get the perfect trip that she needs. So I am going to take a stab that, I'll put it on the bottom of the ticket, obviously, but I just think Alexa Sky, hopefully, even with Snobby Town leaving in front of her, that Todd McCarthy can get some sort of position. And I think she may be the one, not Blue Ivy, she may be the one that's tripping out or flying off cover or strongest late. And potentially not as an odds-on favorite, which is, maybe what's most attractive to me here.
I think the best way to look at this blue chip matchmaker final on Monday night is 3 tiers in here. You have the Blue Ivy Alexa Sky tier, then you have the Mock and Hope Siesta Beach Snobby Town tier, and then you have the Monica Gallagher Caveat Cherry and My Ruby Star tier. There's basically 3 tiers in here. The top tier are the ones to beat. The second tier could win with the right trip, and the third tier is going to need a lot of luck, just even to hit the board probably.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Caveat Cherie and My Ruby Star have been consistent through the series. You got to imagine they just with the horrible post draw luck. You got to figure their chances are compromised. And Monica Gallagher, tough to make a case for her anywhere, but maybe the third spot. Figures that Jason Bartlett just saved ground with her and try to get lucky late. But yeah, I think this race is pretty obvious when you separate them, I guess, by tiers, so to speak. That you got Alexa Sky and Blue Ivy on the top. Mock and Hope, not to discount her chances. I think she's right up there with the top 2, especially from the rail spot. So maybe she's like a 1.5 tier, and the Siesta Beach the second tier, figuratively speaking. But yeah, I'm sticking with Alexa Sky. I've obviously liked her the whole series. I'm going to try to split up the 2 top horses. When playing exactas and other exotics. Mock and Hope certainly earns respect from this spot, so I'll definitely have her on the ticket as well.
Well, Matt's going Alexa Sky. I'm going Blue Ivy. That's a look at the blue chip matchmaker. Good luck.